You have items in your craft stash that are neglected and unused, but you can't bear to get rid of them? Welcome to Use It or Lose It, a weekly YouTube series where I'll dive into the products that you have lying around in your craft room and the products I have lying around in mine. After I've created something, I'll decide if I think I'll use it again or if it needs to give up that precious space in my stash, and I hope you'll play along. Hey guys, it's Jen. I hope you're ready for the final day of the Stash Busting Week Challenge. I have a fun challenge for you today. Today is going to be a choose your own challenge. And so I have 5 different challenges. You can choose what you want to do. You can do all of them. You can do one of them. I mean, of course you could do none of them. But I hope that you'll try them out. And like I said, I have 5 different challenges. So they are: the first challenge is to do a grid layout. The second challenge is called In Excess. The third challenge is called Vintage Precious. The fourth challenge is themed product for non-themed layouts or vice versa. And the fifth challenge is cards. So let's go through each one of those. I have examples for most of them. I wasn't able to create a new layout for every single one of them. I just didn't have time. But when I get back from being out of town, I will continue on with the challenges because we have till the end of the month to complete these. So keep that in mind. All right, so challenge number 1 is to create a grid layout. Now this is a layout that I actually haven't shared anywhere before, but it is not a layout I created from the stuff that was in my box. I actually created this layout for a class, and then I lost all of the videos for that class. And so I'm going to share it here with you today in this challenge. So this is a grid layout that is a little bit different. Sometimes we think of a grid layout as being squares or circles in rows, right? But I think a grid layout can work well where you just have an equal amount of distance between several different objects. So sometimes those objects are going to be a square or have hard edges. Sometimes they can be speech bubbles. This paper, I had a paper in the stuff that I pulled that actually is the same as these speech bubbles, so I guess that's kind of ties in. But the rest of this is some Maggie Holmes and crepe paper stuff that I had used. But so that's the first challenge, is to do a grid layout. Again, you can make it a classic grid. You can switch it up a little like I've done here, but just try to create a grid layout. It's a great one to do with a bunch of random stuff because when you put it all together like this, it puts it in order, and so it makes it feel cohesive. So there is number 1. Number 2 is In Excess, and this one I want you to use a product that you have a ton of. So whether you have maybe you have an excess of brads, or maybe you have a million different spray mists, or whatever it might be. I decided to go ahead and use enamel dots. I have a lot of enamel dots. I don't use them super often. I do use them occasionally, but I thought it would be fun to use a whole bunch on one layout. So you can see I just created circles of certain colors, and I mixed up the colors in each cluster so that it's not just a single color, it's got kind of shades of that color. And then I just layered embellishments on top that kind of matched the color. Some of them just have a black word or something on it. And then I used those fun little My Mind's Eye, that collection that had all of the kind of teenagery kind of embellishments. I used those on here, as well as I did pull a couple of items just from my stash to fit the colors of the that I wanted to embellish on top of here. So I did just pull a couple of other things, but most of it was from the stuff that I pulled at the beginning of the week. And so that was a fun one to create. I think if you're going to use a lot of something, clustering it all together gives it impact and still keeps it contained, so it doesn't look like an explosion happened. So there is my In Excess layout. The third challenge is Vintage Precious, and what I mean by that is use something that you've had for a long time and that you have not used because it's too precious. I want you to use something that you've been hoarding, something that you keep like saying, oh, not for this layout. for me, that happens to be my sassafras stuff. And so Sassafras is a company that has not been in business for quite a long time. And I have a bunch of their products that I have just been hanging on to. I had this chipboard alphabet set that I have had forever. And it is something that I keep passing by because it's not really my style anymore, but it's sassafras and I can't pass that up, and I just need to hold on to it forever because it's sassafras. No, I'm going to use it. I used it and I'm so proud of myself. Let me show you. This is what it looks like. So if you, I don't know if any of you have this, but this was the sassafras. This is from 2009. This is probably the oldest product I have in my stash, and I kept that for so long, you guys. It's not my style. It's not really a current trending style, but look, I kind of made it fresh. I feel like I made it look pretty good. I used it for a huge title, and I mixed it in with some other sassafras stickers and some paper here. This is from Sassafras as well. These letter stickers are from Sassafras, and this little border strip is too. The rest of the items that I included are things that were in my little box of stuff, and so there are some enamel dots, but these are just like die cuts and stickers. I couldn't resist putting Sup Bro because this is FaceTime with my nephew. I thought that was really funny and cute. And so that kind of brings it into the present. So, and same with this little kind of, the little heart icon there. So I thought that was a fun challenge, and I'm really, really glad that I finally used these. I've got to use them again before I get rid of them because I kept them for so long, and I still think they look cute. So I was excited to get that used. So the fourth challenge, I did not create a new layout for, but I have two examples anyway. So the challenge is to use themed product on a non-themed layout, or to use non-themed product for a themed layout. And so I have an example of both. They're both related to Christmas, and so this is kind of a Christmassy feel of a layout that doesn't use a Christmas collection. And so this is something I created recently for Pink Paisley. What I did was I pulled papers from the collection that I was using, which is Whimsical, and embellishments that matched colors that were kind of Christmassy. So the blue fits the snowy feel and the winter feel, but I also included little bits of red and green as well to make it feel kind of to give it a little bit of a holiday vibe. And the paper is a polka dot, and it kind of looks like snow falling, so it worked perfectly. And then opposite of that, this is something that I created earlier in the Use It or Lose It series, is I created this layout, which is a non-Christmas layout using Christmas supplies. So this paper is from a Christmas collection. So was this transparency. All of these little bits, these chipboard pieces were from a December daily kit. This is a Christmas paper right here. These embellishments came from a Christmas collection as well, and so I used Christmassy products to create a non-Christmassy layout. So that is the fourth option for challenge, is to create either themed layout using non-themed product, or use themed product for a non-themed layout. So hopefully that makes sense. And then the fifth challenge is to make cards out of your supplies that you grabbed. Now, I know some people aren't card makers. There's 5 different challenges, so if you don't want to make cards, you don't have to. But I think it's a great way to use up scraps. A lot of embellishments lend themselves well to cards, and when I get back from my trip, I will be making a bunch of cards, and I will share them with you in the Facebook group and probably here on YouTube as well. So that is challenge number 5 on the Choose Your Own challenge, which is challenge number 6. So I hope that you'll play along. Please go over and join the Facebook group. It is Crafty Use It or Lose It. I always link it in the video description below. People are sharing their projects, and it's so inspiring. Everybody's using up their stash. I think that I'm going to make this an annual tradition, where January is the Crafty Use It or Lose It stash busting month. And so we can look forward to that each year as we kick off the new year with using up some of the products that we've been keeping around that we can get used up. So thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it, and I hope that you will play along. So here's another look at those challenges and examples. I really hope that you'll play along. Again, you have till the end of the month to complete these challenges. Be sure to head over to the Facebook group and share your projects there to be entered to win. And you will be entered for every single challenge that you create, whether it's 1 challenge or 10 challenges. That's how many times your name will be entered to win. Here are a couple more videos from this series of challenges that you might enjoy. And thank you so much for stopping by. If you don't subscribe already, please consider subscribing and hit that notification bell if you want to be notified every time I upload a video. Thanks so much, and we'll see you again soon.